Hello viewers, you're welcome to my class. In this video, we are going to learn how to calculate the square root of SURD. If you are preparing for post-UME, this video is for you. Don't scroll. I'm going to make it simple for you. I will explain the way you'll be able to understand. If you are watching me on TikTok, to access full video on this topic, kindly click on the link in my bio. It will take you to my YouTube channel. Then if you are watching me on YouTube and you have not yet subscribed to Royal Learning Channel, kindly do so by clicking on the subscribe button. Join Royal Learning Channel and awake the champion in you. When you are asked to calculate the square root of SURD, your answer must also be in SURD form. You must not leave your answer in form of decimal. And there is no how your question will not contain irrational numbers. The irrational numbers will give you decimal numbers. Now, to calculate the square root of SURD, you are going to equalize your question with unknown roots. So let's start with question 1. Question number 1. So we have 3 plus 2 root 2. So to calculate the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2, because root 2 is not a perfect square. If you find the square root of 2, it is going to give you decimal number. Then your answer must not be in decimal form. So to calculate the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2, so you are going to say the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2 will be equal to unknown SURD. It will be equal to unknown roots. So we have 2 terms under the square root. So we are going to replace with 2 unknown roots. So root A, the first term with root A, then plus, then the second term with another root. So let's call it root B. So root A plus root B. Then we can simplify this one to root 3 plus root 2 root 2. Since all the 2 terms are under the square root, so equal to root A plus root B. Then we look for a way to eliminate square roots at both sides. So we are going to square both sides. So when you open the bracket, what you have inside the bracket will be raised to power 2. So we are going to have root 3 raised to power 2 plus 2 root 2 raised to power 2. Then equal to, so to open this bracket, so we are going to use this bracket to multiply another one. That is root A plus root B times root A plus root B. So root A plus root B. So that is what we have inside the bracket in 2 places. Into bracket root A plus root B. Now these 2 we cancel square root. 2 we cancel square root. So this one will remain 3 plus 2 root 2 equal to, so let's open the bracket. Root A times root A will give us root A raised to power 2, root A square. Then root A times root B, that's A times B, will give us root AB. Then let's use the second term to open the second bracket. Root B times root A will give us root AB. Then root B times root B will give us plus root B raised to power 2. So these 2 we cancel these square roots. Then these 2 we cancel these square roots. Now here we'll be left with 3 plus 2 root 2 equal to A. This one will remain A plus root AB plus root AB. You have 1 root AB plus another 1 root AB will give us 2 root AB. Then this one remain B, so plus B. So let's simplify further. So we now have 3 plus 2 root 2. So at this side, we are going to collect the like terms. We bring all numbers together. A is a whole number, B is a whole number. So we are going to bring them together. So it will give us A plus B, then plus 2 root AB. 2 root AB. Now, you are going to equalize all numbers. You equalize all numbers at both sides. Then you equalize roots at both sides. So the whole number here is 3. So that will be 3 equal to, the whole numbers at this side are A and B. So A plus B. So therefore we can say A plus B equal to 3. So we call this one equation 1. Equation 1. So let's equalize roots. The roots at this side is 2 root 2 equal to, at this side we have 2 root AB. 2 root AB. So 2 we cancel 2. So this one will remain root 2 equal to root AB. So we have to eliminate square root at both sides. So we are going to square both sides. So you go square both sides. So these 2 we cancel this square root. These 2 we cancel this square root. So this one will remain 2 equal to AB. So we can say that AB equal to 2. So we call this one equation 2. So this is what? Simultaneous equation. So let's proceed. So our equation 1 is A plus B equal to 3. Equation 1. Then equation 2 is AB equal to 2. Equation 2. Now, from equation 1, we can make A the subject of the formula. So A will be equal to, bring plus B down to this side. It will change to minus B. So we call this one equation 3. So we are going to substitute equation 3 into equation 2. So anywhere we see A in equation 2, so we replace with 3 minus B. So from equation 2 now, let's replace our A with 3 minus B. So A will now be 3 minus B into brackets B equal to 2. So let's open the bracket. So B times 3 will give us 3B. Then B times B will give us minus B squared. B times B will give us B squared equal to 2. Now, we are going to have 3B minus B squared. Bring these 2 down to this side. We have minus 2 equal to 0. Now, this is what? This is a quadratic equation. So we are going to solve it quadratically. Then this B squared must be what? Must be in form of positive, must be positive. So to make it positive, I will multiply it by minus 1. So minus 1 times 3B will give me minus 3B. So minus times minus will give me plus. So plus B squared. Minus 1 times minus 2 will give me plus 2 equal to 0. So we can factorize now. So we are going to factorize. Let's arrange it. Let's positive come first. So we are going to have B squared, then minus 3B plus 2 equal to 0. So we are going to factorize. The coefficient of this B is 1. Then the constant value here is 2. So 1 times plus 2 will give us plus 2. So we are looking for the factors, 2 factors that we are going to multiply together that will give us plus 2. That when we add together, that will give us this minus 3 at the middle. 2 factors that we are going to multiply together that will give us plus 2. Then when we add together, that will give us minus 3. So those factors are minus 2 times minus 1. Minus 2 times minus 1 will give us plus 2. So minus 2 minus 1 will give us minus 3. That is what we have at the middle. So we are going to replace this minus 3B with minus 2 minus 1. Now, let's proceed. B squared minus, this minus 1 times 3B will be minus B. Minus 1 times B will give us minus B. Then minus 2 times B will give us minus 2B. So minus B minus 2B will give us this minus 3B back. Then plus 2 equal to 0. So we group them 2 to this one and this one together. This one and this one together. So what is common to B squared and B is B. So bring B out of the bracket. B divided by B squared will remain B. Then B divided by B will give us 1. Close the bracket. So what is common to minus 2B and plus 2. Minus 2 is common to them. Minus 2 can go. So minus 2 divided by minus 2b will give us b. Minus divided by plus will give us minus. 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. Then equal to 0. So let's bring the terms outside the brackets together. So b here minus 2 here. So that will be b minus 2. So we have two common terms. So we are going to pick one. B minus 1. Then equal to 0. So b minus 1 equal to 0. So therefore, we are going to say that b minus 2 equal to 0 or b minus 1 equal to 0. So b will now be equal to, bring minus 2 down to this place will give us plus 2. Or when you bring minus 1 down to this place will give us plus 1. So b is equal to plus 2 or plus 1. So that is not where we are going. So we have to look for the value of a. So we can get the value of a from equation 3. So a equal to 3 minus b. So when our b is equal to 2, what will be the value of a? So you are going to have a equal to 3 minus b is now 2 equal to 1. Then when our b is equal to 1, when the value of b equal to 1, what will be the value of a? A will be equal to 3 minus, so what is my b now? 1 equal to 2. So therefore, our b equal to plus 2 or plus 1. Then a equal to 1 or plus 2. Plus 1 or plus 2. Then we are going to go back to the first stage. We go back to the first stage. So where we have the square root of our question, that is the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2. Don't forget that we replace this square root of 3 plus 2 root 2 with unknown roots, depending on the number of terms that we have under the what? Under the square root. So we have two terms, that will be root a plus root b. So the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2 will now be equal to, so what is the value of a? The value of a is equal to the value of b, because b is equal to 2 or 1. Then a also equal to 1 or 2. So therefore, we can say that our a equal to 1. Then when b is equal to 2. So what is the value of a now? 1. So that will be square root of 1 plus the square root of 2. Because b is now what? B is now equal to 2. So the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2 will be equal to, what is the square root of 1? It will give you 1. Two numbers that you are going to multiply together that will give you 1. Will give you 1 plus root 2. So this is the final answer. If you use calculator to check the square root of 3 plus 2 root 2, it will be equivalent to 1 plus root 2. It will be equivalent to 1 plus root 2. So let's move to question 2. Question 2. We are looking for the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3. There is no perfect square root of 28. There is no perfect square root of 3. So, and our answer must not be in decimal form. So, the square root of 3 will give you decimal number. Then you must not leave your answer in form of decimal. So, to calculate the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3, you equalize this with unknown roots. So, the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3 will be equal to different unknown roots. So we have two terms under the square root. So the first one is 28. So we are going to replace 28 with unknown roots. Then minus 10 root 3 with another unknown root. So let's simplify this one further. So this one will now be root 28, because root 28 and 10 root 3 are under square root, minus root 10 root 3 equal to root a minus root b. So we eliminate square roots. We look for a way to eliminate all these square roots. So we are going to square both sides. So the square root of 28 raised to power 2 minus the square root of 10 root 3 raised to power 2 equal to the square root of a minus the square root of b raised to power 2. So these two we cancel these square roots. These two we cancel square roots. So this one will be 28 minus 10 root 3 equal to, so we are going to open the bracket. So we have root a minus root b raised to power 2. That's root a minus root b in two places. That will be root a minus root b multiplied by root a minus root b. So we open these brackets now. We are going to open the bracket. So we have 28 here. 28 minus 10 root 3. So let's open this bracket. We use the first bracket to open the second bracket. So root a times root a will give us root a squared. So root a times minus root b, that's a times b, will give us minus root ab. Minus root ab. So let's use the second term to open the second bracket. Minus root b times a will give us minus root ab. Then minus times minus will give us plus. Then plus root b times root b will give us root b squared. So now 28 minus 10 root 3 will now be equal to 2 we cancel square root. These two we cancel these square roots. This one will remain a. Then minus root ab minus root ab. You are owing someone root ab. You are owing another person root ab. So your debt will be 2 root ab. So debt will go with minus. Minus 2 root ab. Then plus this one remains b. Now let's collect the like terms. 28 minus 10 root 3 equal to, bring all numbers together, that's a plus b, then minus 2 root ab. So we are going to equalize all numbers at both sides. We equalize all numbers at both sides. So our whole number here is 28. That will be 28 equal to a plus b. So therefore a plus b equal to 28. So we call it equation 1. So let's equalize SURD at both sides. So our SURD here is minus 10 root 3 minus 10 root 3 equal to, at this side we have minus 2 root ab minus 2 root ab. So minus we cancel minus. So 2 can go in our own number here, 2 can go here. So divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2. So 2 here 1, 2 here will give us 5. So this one will mean 5 root 3 equal to 2 cancel 2. This one will remain root ab. Root ab. So let's solve it further. So now we have 5 root 3 minus 5 root 3 equal to root ab. So to cancel this square root, we are going to square both sides. So we square this side, we are going to square this side. So everything inside the bracket will be raised to power 2. That will be 5 raised to power 2. Then the square root of 3 raised to power 2 equal to, these two we cancel these square roots. This one will remain ab. 5 raised to power 2, that will be 5 times 5 equal to 25. These two we cancel this square root. This one will remain 3 equal to ab. Now 25 times 3 will give us 75 equal to ab. So our ab equal to 75. So we call this one equation 2. Equation 2. So we have simultaneous equation now. So let's look for the unknown terms. So our equation 1 is a plus b equal to a plus b equal to 28. From equation 1, a plus b equal to 28. Then our equation 2 here is what? A b equal to 75. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Now from equation 1 we can make a the subject of the formula. We are going to have a equal to 28 plus b we change to minus b. So we are going to substitute, let's call this one equation 3. So we are going to substitute equation 3 into equation 2. We replace a here with 28 minus b. So our a is now 28 minus b into brackets b equal to 70. So let's open the bracket. B times 28 will give us 28b. B times minus b will give us minus b squared equal to 75. So we have 28b minus b squared. Then bring 75 to this side will give us minus 75 equal to 0. So we have b raised to power 2. So this is a quadratic equation. So I want to make this b positive. So I'm going to multiply this equation by minus 1. So that will be minus 1 into bracket 28b minus b squared minus 75 equal to 0. So minus 1 times 28b will give me minus 28b. Minus 1 times minus b squared will give me plus b squared. Minus 1 times 75 will give me plus 75 equal to 0. So let's collect the like terms. Let's bring positive. Let's call positive come first. That's b squared, then minus 28b, then plus 75 equal to 0. So we are going to factorize. This is a quadratic equation, so we have to factorize. So we are going to factorize b squared minus 28b plus 75 equal to 0. So the coefficient of this b is 1. Then our constant value is 75. So 75 times 1 will give us plus 75. So we are looking for two factors that we are going to multiply together that will give us 75. That when we add together that will give us minus 28. So those factors are minus 25 times minus 3. Minus times minus will give us plus. 25 times 3 will give us 75. So minus 25 minus 3 will give us minus 28. Minus 28. So these are the two factors that we need now. So this one will now change to b squared minus, so we have minus 3b. Let's take minus 3b. It will be minus 3b because what we have here carries b. So minus 3b minus 25b. Then plus 75 equal to 0. So we group them to this one and this one, this one and this one. So what do they have in common? B is common to them. So we are going to bring b out. B into bracket. B divided by b raised to power 2 will give us b. Now b divided by 3b will remain minus 3. Then what is common to 25b? Minus 25b and 75. That is minus 25. So minus 25 divided by minus 25b will give us b. Minus divided by plus will give us minus. So 25 divided by 75 will give us 3 equal to 0. So b, bring what to have outside the bracket together. That would be b minus 25. B minus 25, then b minus 3 equal to 0. So therefore, b minus 25 equal to 0 or b minus 3 equal to 0. So what will be the value of b now? B will be equal to 25. When you bring 25 to the other side, that will be plus 25. Or, so when you bring minus 3 to this side, will give us plus 3. So our b is equal to 25 or plus 3. So let's look for the value of a. Let's look for the value of a. So we are going to look for the value of a from equation 3. So from equation 3, we have a equal to 28 minus b. So when our b equal to 25, what will be the value of a? A will be equal to 28 minus 25. So 28 minus 25 will give us 3. So when the value of b equal to 3, what will be the value of a? So a will be equal to 28 minus, so our b will now be equal to what? Will be equal to 3, so which is equal to 25. So a is equal to 3 or 25, while our b is equal to 25 or 3. So the value of a is equal to the value of b. The value of a equal to the value of b. So let's take a to be equal to 25. So let's say a equal to 25 and b is equal to 3. Since the value of a is equal to the value of root, so you go back to the first stage where you equalize this your equation, the square root of your equation with unknown root. That is the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3. So you equalize them with unknown roots. The first term with root a minus the second term with root b. So the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3 will give you, what is the value of a now? Our a equal to 25 and our b is equal to 3. So the square root of 25 minus the square root of 3. So the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3, so will now be equal to, what is the square root of 25? That is 5 minus root 3 is not a perfect square, so there is no perfect square root of 3, root 3. So this is the final answer. So if you use calculator to find the square root of 28 minus 10 root 3 will be equivalent to 5 minus root 3. So we have come to the end of this class. Remember to like, share, and leave comments. See you in my next class. Bye.